Mm. I thought I fixed that. Fuck. Hold on. Yeah, hello everybody. 1 sec. Can't believe it didn't do this. And welcome to Tales from the Dancing Moon. Hey. Hey, who else? This is an RPG life sim sandbox adventure game thing. And we got character creation. How tall? How short can we go? How tall? We can be very, very tall. Very tall lady. Short lady. Let's go very tall lady. That'll do. Small, big. Let's go this side. And here. Now this is going to take some time. Let's go through. I've played a little bit of this last year, I think it was. It's interesting. Okay, I like that. Oh, no, that's not what I liked. I like that one. I like that one. That one. And that one. And I'm gonna go with. I'll go with this one. Now her name. Come on. You sense yourself coming to. You take a slow but deep breath, noticing the clean air enter your lungs. You can feel water dripping against your face. It's raining. You're facing upwards on the ground, your back gently pressing on the soft grass as you breathe in and out. Your limbs are outstretched, and the back of your hands tingle from the grass vibrating against them in the wind. You slowly close your fists, gently rubbing your fingers together as you take in the senses. Suddenly you hear a distant noise of a horse and cart trundling along in the mud. Whoa, you hear, as it slows and pulls along beside you. What have we got here? Let's take you back to the inn, shall we? You feel a pair of sturdy hands reach beneath you and lifts you into the air. They gently position you into the back of the cart. Yeah, you hear the voice yell, followed by the crack of the reins. The cart starts moving along. Where are you? How did you get here? And why can't you remember what happened before? You're playing Atelier Yumiya? Fun fact, I'll be playing that tonight. Got storage. Sit down on chairs. Okay, there it is. Okay, and we can craft. And there's a calendar and a map. A Dancing Man guest book. Lucy, Lucas, Lucky, Joshua, Lucas, Eden, Annabelle, Charles, Theo, Andrew, James, Ross. And then we go downstairs. That makes sense. Gotta get through to the finish line. Aha! You're awake. What happened to me? Where am I? Slow down there, it's okay. You're in the sleepy seaside town of Illusaur. Well, used to be sleepy. Things got a bit hectic with the recent shadow-based invasion. Most of the citizens escaped, but some have remained to help rebuild the town. I found you whilst I was on an errand to Wormstail Island, just off the coast towards the southwest. I was hoping you would tell me why you were found down there. Yeah, I saw the announcement of Atelier Carrier. Shadow beasts? Yeah. They've been pestering small villages like ours for years. No one knows where they came from. They don't belong in this world if you ask me. Something sinister, no doubt. I don't know why I'm here. That's a dilemma, isn't it? Truth to be told, you didn't look very healthy when I found you. Sure, the rain didn't help much either. You were shivering from head to toe. Do you remember anything at all? No. Fergus strokes his beard. Tell you what. The inn hasn't seen much excitement. Things were a bit dull even before the Shadow Beast invasion. How about you stay for a while and see if your memory returns? I'll let you use the room you woke up in during your stay. In the meantime, why don't you introduce yourself around the village? There's plenty of people here who could use a helping hand. I have a list of villagers who decided to remain, but you could start with Nicholas, a resident chef here at the Dancing Man. He's easy to find in the kitchen behind me. But he also he usually is a bit short-tempered. I'd get him out of the way first. Oh, before you go, found this item near your body when I found you. Thought it was a large rock sticking out of your hip for a moment. Gave me such a fright. I have no idea what it is, but it looked like it belonged to you. I kept it here for safekeeping. This is an isekai. Fergus found this item when he saved you from Worm's Tail Island. He gave it back to you after you woke up in the Dancing Moon Inn. There is no signal, but there is still some battery left. It may be useful for taking photographs of your time here. Access photo mode via the main menu. Fergus has asked you to introduce yourself to the remaining villagers in Illusaur after a recent attack of shadow beasts. Some of these villagers may have additional quests for you. Fergus can give you a hint on a villager location if you are having trouble locating them. Try not to stay too long. I have a lot of work to do. Fergus asked me to introduce myself. I'm Emma. Fergus mentions a stranger in our midst. I'm Nicholas. I'm the chef here at the Dancing Moon. I can always do with a helping hand around here in the kitchen. All my staff fled during the invasion. So if you want, I might have some things for you to do. Thanks. I'm not much of a chef, but I'll try my best. We all start somewhere, and I need all the help I can get. If you'd like to try out a bit of cooking soon, just talk to me again. Will do. Hi, Millie. This is Tales from the Dancing Moon. It's a RPG life sim game. Will do. You mentioned you needed some help here in the kitchen. Long story short, we woke up in an inn. And we are from another world because we have a smartphone and there are no smartphones in this world. Right, Emma. Most of my helpers fled during the invasion, and the notes I made for my most brilliant recipes have disappeared. I missed what that was. Nicholas lets out a large sigh. You get a sense he's relieved, and that he was secretly waiting for someone to ask. I've been thinking of my own ways of bringing people back into the village. I'd like to come up with a new menu for the Dancing Moon. Your idea is to entice people back to the village with food? Well, what's a better way to excite people with a mug of ale, a bologna steak, and a warm fire? I don't know what a bologna is, but regardless, you're making me hungry. Exactly. I like the way you think. I don't think there are any builds. Problem is, I can't spend my time planning and doing the cooking. That is something. Right. You're up for it? Up to it? We can start with the basics of cooking. Sure, just let me know what to do. You see that stove in the corner of the kitchen there? I have some raw potatoes that can be cooked. All you need to do is put the potato in and turn the stove on. The rest is fully automatic. When you think they are done, return to me and I'll judge what you've made. Sounds simple enough. Cooking may be a useful skill to have in Illusaur. Nicholas could do with as much help as possible around here, around the kitchen. He has offered to guide you on cooking food, which will be beneficial for both you and the inn, and him. Got to cook a potato using the stove. Two, three. I have cooked a potato for you. Let me take a look, Emma. Nicholas jabs a fork into the potato, lifts it up to his eye level, closes his eyes and takes a long deep breath, taking in the smell. It's adequate. Gee, thanks. Could be worse. At least it's edible. Speaking of edible, have you ever eaten a raw potato? Pretty gross, right? But despite its simple form, you may have noticed it provides some small benefits to you. If you ever find yourself low on health, eating something will usually bring you back into shape. Cooked food is even better at doing this. Yeah, try eating this potato and see if you notice a difference. He lets the potato off his fork and offers it back to you. Try not to stay. I ate the baked potato. What did you think? Firm on the outside, but soft in the middle. Just how I like it. Just how a baked potato should be. Did you notice your health though? You ate a basic uncooked potato. Your health gains 1 heart. Cooked potatoes will gain 2 hearts for your health. When you eat something, it will also apply a health modifier to your total health, which will end after the modifier duration is complete. Potato for example, will give you extra health for 4 hours. Eating food or drink is usually a good idea when venturing outside or doing something dangerous. Different food types will have different effects on you, but the general rule is that the more complex the cooked food is, the more beneficial it will be to your health. Thanks for the advice. This will be very useful. I'm glad I eventually asked for help. Listen, just knowing that is one other person who can cook food around here is a massive help. The only thing I can ask of you now is to just try more cooking. I'll let you use the stove in the kitchen from now on. If you haven't spoken to Galia already, she may help you get started on sourcing ingredients through farming. She's taken over that responsibility ever since the mail went missing. One last thing, I may need your help again in the future, so come back to me if you have the time. However, occasionally, I may have some very specific cooking jobs that need doing. For those, look out for tasks on the board outside the inn if you're up for it. Yay! We completed the quest. Now we've got to find the rest of the villagers. I think I might need some music. Never mind. Now we explore a bit. Illusaur Steps. It is 2 p.m. New quest, Blocked Cave. But that's the quest we're tracking right now. Another blocked road. Hello, what can I do for you? Hey there, I'm Emma. Who are you? Hi, the name's Astrid, local fisher girl who resides right here in the Illusaurian Steppes. I run this little cabin here for anyone who wants to rent them boats out there on the lake. Though, obviously not right now, given the circumstances. The shadow beasts, right? Ah, you've heard then. You know, come to think of it, I haven't seen your face around here. What's your story? I'm Emma, and I'm still trying to figure that out myself. Aren't we all? I'm trying to figure things out myself too. I noticed there are ruined fishing boats out here. Any chance they can be fixed? Astrid sighs. The work of the shadow beasts, that was. They came and went through here in a flash. Funnily enough, I was asleep the whole time they attacked. I don't leave the cabin much these days. But listen, you don't need a boat to do a bit of light fishing. Talk to me again if you're interested in picking up a rod and catching some common chops. Oh, and if you're heading back into town, say hi to Galia for me. Will do. So about that fishing. Ah, of course. Astrid stretches her mouth To the side as she thinks, she looks around you, peering over your shoulder at one point, and suddenly points to a spare fishing rod she was searching for. Aha, here we go. Take this. There's plenty of fish around the pier on this lake. Let's say you start by fishing, let's say 3 common chops. A perfect starter to get the basics. I don't know how to fish. Right, I had a feeling you might say that. First, you need to find some water, this lake for example, and press the action button to cast your line. After a few moments, you'll feel a nibble. This will be indicated by a sound, and the rod you're holding will vibrate in a manner of speaking. When you feel the nibble, press the button again. Here comes the fun part. As you reel in your line, the fish will attempt to swim away. You need to hit the corresponding buttons depending on which direction the fish is swimming. Honestly though, don't worry about all the details now. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it when you're actually fishing. And you asked Astron about how to fish. He offered you a spare fishing rod to get started and said the fish blah 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 blah. Bloop. And we go fishing. Got it. That's our first chop. That's our second chop. One more chop. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Yay. So how did it go? I caught the common chops. Amazing, Emma. Did you enjoy it? Yeah, fishing is quite fun, actually. I'm glad to hear it. I'm always happy to have more people fishing on the lake again. It's been rather lonely out here since the Shadow invasion, you know. Listen, keep the fishing rod. I have plenty of them around here, but if you ever lose it, you can always purchase another from Quinn at the general store. Oh, and keep the fish too. Perhaps you'll find a use for them elsewhere. Thanks for letting me fish, Astron. Yay! What's inside? Can't go upstairs. Alright, that's blocked off. Okay, we've met 2 or 3 of the villagers. Keep exploring. Illusaur Docks. Fixed camera perspective. Yes? Hi, I'm Emma. Who are you? My name is Oswin, proprietor of this humble museum on the Illusaur Docks. It might not be much, but please feel free to take a look around at your own leisure. What can you tell me about this museum? The museum held many local artifacts found in and around the town of Illusaur. Unfortunately, a lot of these items went missing during the Shadow Beast invasion, including one of my most sentimental possessions. So if you find anything of interest in your exploits, do let me know. I will. Thank you for your time. Let's keep exploring. You are... Be careful of the jellyfish around here. They've been known to end up on the pier sometimes. Nasty sting they have. I'm Emma. Who are you? The name's Val. I am the dockmaster for Illusul. I keep track of the boats that come in and out of our harbor. Not that it's much use now. Don't get many visitors these days. Why is that? You really are new here, aren't you? Ever since the Shadow invasion, people have been steering clear of Illusul. Ah, right. If you don't mind, Emma, I've got a lot on my mind. So unless you're here to help or buy anything from me, I suggest you come back later. Okay, thanks for your time. And we'll only do quest-related dialogues. Okay, we've done some more exploring of the town. There's some more to explore as well. Gotta find Galea. And buy some furniture if we wanted. Alright. And because it's... Galea looks visibly nervous as she turns her attention to you. Can I help you? Fergus has asked me to introduce myself around town. I'm Emma. Hello, Emma. You wouldn't happen to come from the east, would you? I'm not really sure where I came from, to be honest. How can you not know where you're from? I don't know. Apparently Fergus found me on the island south of here. Ah, you're the person Fergus brought in last night. Makes sense now. Boy, you looked rough. And you arrived here at the most unfortunate time. You're telling me. I felt pretty rough too. Anyway, what do you do here? Galea lets out a deep sigh. I'm the mayor's secretary, or at least I was the secretary. She's gone missing. I only joined a few months ago, so I'm still quite new to the job. Definitely didn't expect to be sorting out this mess, though. I feel like I've started to take on all the tasks she used to do. When did you last see her? It was a few days before the invasion. She told me she had some particularly confidential errands to run for some neighboring towns. I didn't question it at the time. Since she's been gone, I've had to take up all her tasks. Galea sighs. There's so much to do. Is there anything I can help with? Galea's eyes widen, surprised by your helpful offer. She recedes first out of politeness, but her desperation gets the better of her. Truthfully, Emma, I'm completely swamped with these tasks and I'm starting to think I need some help with it. Talk to me again if you have the time. I'll make sure to make it worth your while. Oh, and if you come across any clue of the mayor's whereabouts, let me know. Okay, I'll talk to you soon. So how can I help? Oh, thank you, Emma. I've been poring over the mayor's notes before the Shadow invasion, hoping to find some sort of plan that or project she was working on that I can continue. Problem is, her pages were scattered all over the place during the attack. And I think I've only found half of her notes, so it's not very coherent. Her handwriting is terrible too. Is there anything you can extract from the notes you have? Galea pulls out some of the notes and mutters some words as she scans through them. Something, Operation Vigorous Pigeons, something Gillisaur Steps Excavation Expedition, or something. But this is no use. I'm starting to think the mayor wasn't a very organized person. She was always a bit distracted. Maybe I should have done more to help. Maybe I can help you find the rest of the notes. That definitely would help. Problem is, we were working on a filing system before the invasion, so there's no knowing where her notes might be. I would start looking here in the town hall, though. I've looked around myself, but an extra pair of eyes might spot something I didn't see. Okay, I'll go search for them now. Live off the fat of the land. After the mayor's disappearance, Galea has taken it upon herself to pursue the projects the mayor was managing before the Shadow Beast attack. Galea is having trouble piecing together the notes and has asked you for an extra pair of eyes on the situation. Right, we're going to just quickly run around here, check this. Locked door. Dun, 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 dun. Town hall archival system. There must be a better way of logging all the things that people are requesting from us here in the town hall. I just know a day will come when my notes are going to be all over the place and no one is going to be happy due to all the forgotten requests. Maybe that can be the first task for my new assistant. Why is there a locked door along the hallway in the town hall? Oh, noticed that, did you? Unfortunately, no one really knows. I hadn't spent much time at the town hall before I became the mayor's assistant. Since her disappearance, that door has remained locked ever since. The mayor kept all the keys to the main buildings around here. My guess is that she has the key to that door. Sounds like a reason to search for her. My main concern is just making sure she's found safe. I heard rumors about the rooms underneath the town hall, hidden dungeons and passageways. Perhaps it's a good thing the door is kept locked this time. Alright, let's go do Sleepy Time quest. I'll talk to those two in the morning. Nope. Have you spoken to Quinn at the general store? You can buy some basic supplies for her. Fergus asked me to introduce myself. I'm Emma. Hi, Emma. I'm Lucas. I'm a handyman. I'm new here myself, to be honest. That makes two strangers in this town. Where are you from? I'm from a small village east of here called Ferriswood. I used to visit Illisaur often before the invasion. The market here had a whole range of supplies for trading. What are you doing here? Well, last week I visited again, expecting to explore the market as usual. I could see something goes wrong as soon as I arrived. Fergus was frantic, trying his best to keep everyone safe at the inn, putting out any fires. I was eager to help in any way, so he offered me a job doing any odd jobs to help rebuild this place. It's lucky the town hall is still standing, else I wouldn't have a place to work. Trouble is, most of the villagers fled, and there's only a few of us left to make any significant progress. Anything I can do to help? Lucas scratches his head as he looks at you. There might be something. Tell you what, finish up with your errands with Fergus and talk to me later. In the meantime, I'll think of something you can help with. Sure, I'll come back to you later. I'm off work now, but you can see me tomorrow morning in the town hall at 9 o'clock if you need anything from the shop. Fergus asked me to introduce myself. I'm Emma. I'm Quinn. I look after the general store here in town. If you need any basic things or farming supplies, you can buy them from me at the shop. as long as you visit during opening hours. What are the opening hours? Quinn's mouth twitches into the slightest of smiles. Between 9 in the morning and 6 in the evening, or any time that I'm standing at the counter. If I'm not in the store, then I'll usually be upstairs or going for a walk by the river. Thank you for your time. As you leave, Quinn looks around her at her stock with a look of concern. You get a sense that something is on her mind. She's hesitant to tell you just yet. Let's do sleeping. Yay, we got restful sleep. Let's go to the town hall again and talk to Quinn. Oh wait, she's not here yet. Okay. Been up there. Been down there. Stay alert, friend. There are shadow beasts beyond these walls. Fergus has asked me to introduce myself. I am Emma. Greetings, Emma. I am Miro. I saw you when Fergus brought you in through the city gates. I'm glad to see you up on your feet. Really? What do you do? I am the only guardsman left in Illusor. I was keeping an eye out for Fergus as I knew he had left the town on an errand. He said he found you on Wormstail Island. Where is Wormtail Island exactly? I've closed the gate to Wormstail Island for the time being until you've introduced yourself to everyone. But for future reference, you need to pass through the gate on the southeast side of the town. Where else can I go? Illusor is situated on the western coast, so most people tend to explore the east past this gate here. Just outside is the Deweyland Meadows. It's generally safe to explore, though you might run into the odd shadow blob here and there. Actually, if you're eager to explore and get your hands dirty, then I have a quick task for you. Talk to me again if you're up to it. Will do. Stay... You mentioned you'd explain how I can explore here. Of course. I mentioned I had a small task for you, Emma. I've just had a few complaints from Dion about increased shadow activity in the Deweyland Meadows. This isn't usually a concern as shadow blobs tend to roam the area anyway. They are pretty harmless, but Dion has been particularly worried since the invasion, so it would be good to double check things are still normal, relatively speaking. What do you suggest I do? Rumor has it that you have a handy contraption on you that took, what was it again? Photographs? It would be helpful if you go to Deweyland Meadows for me and take a picture of any shadow beasts that you see in the area. Just so I can see if there's anything out of the ordinary. Isn't that a bit dangerous? Shadow blobs are pretty harmless, and I'm not really expecting anything else to be out there. Meryl's eyes dart around you before lowering his voice. This is mostly to reassure Dion of his safety here. And we don't want any more people fleeing town. When you're ready, just talk to me again and I'll send you outside. Understood. I'll go to Deweyland Meadows for you, take a photo of some shadow blobs. Meryl has noticed shadow activity in the Deweyland Meadows. He's not eager to leave his post to investigate and asked you to help him out. Alright, I'd like to step outside. Let's go to the Deweyland Meadows. Bum, 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 bum. Ah, So this is how we'll get our resources. Amplified donation. Got a car tire. Take all that. Go back into photo mode. That's a second car tire. More mushrooms. Looking for anything else that might be valuable. That's another car tire. Take the coal, take the water. I'm gonna use all of that for construction works. And go explore the side. Another tire. And we'll return to the village now. Here are the photographs I took for you. Nero's eyes widen as he sees the pictures light up on your phone. This device is remarkable. The detail is incredible. I can only imagine for anyone who hasn't seen a phone camera before. Nero is silent as he observes the contents of the photographs. Well, the good news is that the shadow blobs don't look any more threatening than I expected them to be. However, it wouldn't hurt to reduce their numbers, don't you think? How do we go about doing that? Nero sighs. I wouldn't ask this in any other circumstance, but as I mentioned before, I'm hesitant to leave my position here. How do you feel about getting your hands even more dirty? Yeah, let's smash some blobs. I'm glad it didn't take much convincing. Muriel turns on the spot and disappears into the large stone tower near his guarding position. You can hear the clang of metal upon metal as he searches for a particular item. Eventually he emerges, grasping a simple sword. It's rusty, but it'll do the job for now. Here, take this. Feel free to give it a practice. All you need to do is press the button to start swinging. I would be happy if you culled 5 shadow blobs in the Deweyland Meadows for me. I hope just hearing you deal with them will ease Dion's anxiety about the whole situation. 5 shadow blobs. Got it. Word you understood. Make sure you're prepared, then come talk to me again when you're ready to leave for the Meadows. Okay. Steps excavation site. Travelers have been hearing interesting noises coming from the eastern side of the Steps Mountain Trail. Not a critical issue right now, as no one noticed any of the noises in the town itself. I went for a stroll in that direction after getting the report and didn't notice anything out of the ordinary. However, what I did notice was a large chunk of iron ore sticking out of one of the rocks. I'll consider an excavation team when we have our next evaluate the budget. Found 2 of the 5 knights. And let's go back out. And let's go hunt down some monsters. And it's randomized. That's very good to know. Oh, that was easy. Yay, did it. One, two, three. Right, let's return back to Illusaur. Yay. I defeated the Shadow Blobs. Perfect. I hope it wasn't too much trouble. I spoke to Fergus whilst you were away, and we both agreed to come up with some payments for your hard work. Take this. Oh, and keep the sword. I'm sure it'll be handy in the future. Thanks. Made a lot of money there. And we got these 2 to talk to. Fergus has asked me to introduce myself. I'm Emma. Dion blinks a few times, his eyes quiver before looking at you. Huh? Oh, hello. You seem distracted. Sorry, it's just I haven't been myself lately. Have you spoken to Leica? She's my sister. She usually does the talking. Are you sure? I could really do with some friends here. I'm not sure I can be that person for you right now. Yeah, please. I'd rather be alone. Fair enough. Have you met Sky yet? She's been conducting some research down at the shore in the Wormstail region. She's fascinated by the Shadow Beasts. Fergus asked me to introduce myself to everyone. I'm Emma. Hello. Hi, Emma. I'm Leica. You looked pretty rough when we saw Fergus hauling you upstairs in the inn. How are you feeling today? A bit tired, but I am excited to meet everyone. Don't get too thrilled. Alyssa hasn't been very lively ever since Leica's voice trembles and she hesitates. The shadow-based attack? Fergus told me about that. Yeah, sorry. It's still horrible to think about. My brother Dion was one of the first to see them coming. He's been pretty anxious ever since, so I need to keep my eye on him. What about you? How are you feeling? Oh, thank you for asking. Fergus and the chef are so busy keeping the inn in order that I haven't had a chance to talk to anyone about it. Likewise for others in the town hall. It's tough, but I'll get through it. I just hope people decide to come back so things can start returning to normal here. How many people managed to flee? Hundreds. Elisor really is an empty shell since that day. The Shadow Beasts fell from the sky on that day. I only heard stories of what they were capable of. A troop of guardsmen rallied the villagers and escorted them east towards Deweyland Meadows. Who knows where they are now? If you ever decide to head out in that direction, keep an eye out, will you? Hoping to find anyone in particular? It was a difficult choice deciding to stay in Illisor, Emma. I parted ways with many friends on that day. It would be nice just knowing that some of them are okay. I'll keep it in mind. Thanks for the information. Wait, before you go... It's strange. First time I heard of your arrival, I couldn't help but think of the teenagers. Teenagers? A few months ago, a group of teenagers arrived in the town. They were lost, confused, and wore clothes that I hadn't ever seen before. I kept hearing talking about finding a way home, but none of them ever travelled very far. I kept seeing them here in Illisor. I can't help but think your situation is quite similar. Where are these teenagers now? Perhaps they can tell me what I'm doing here. Wish I had an answer to that, Emma, but truth is, they've gone missing. Their names were James, Desmond, Roz, and Andrew. If there was anyone who would know more, it's Fergus. He let them stay at the Dancing Moon during their visit here. I hope they're okay. And now we can talk. You've got a quest. Hello again, Emma. How fit do you think you are? Reasonably fit, I guess. Sounds good enough for what I have in mind. I've been speaking to Dion, and he's been complaining about how large and empty everything feels around here since the Shadow Beast invasion. I think he's worried that it'll take him and the others a while to get somewhere safe if we have another invasion. So in order to ease his mind, I thought I'd have a bit of fun. I've made a bet with him that it's possible to run from one side of the plaza to the other in under 25 seconds. I've already proven it myself, but I think it would help if others could do the same too. Sounds like fun. Count me in. Great. For the race, I've set up 2 flags. One at the eastern gate where Meryl stands, and one on the western gate that leads down to the docks. Touch the flag by the east gate to start the timer, then run down to the other side of the plaza and touch the other flag before the time runs out. Sounds simple. I'll get back to you when I finish. Leica is convinced that it's possible for anyone to run from one side of the plaza to the other in under 25 seconds. She is hoping it will help Dion feel more at ease, finding safety quickly if the Shadow Beasts decide to attack the village again. Okay. Ready, set, go. $19, $18, $17, $16, $15, $14, $13, $12, $11, $10, 9, 8, 7, 19 seconds. Easy. You're right. It is possible to sprint from one side of the plaza to the other in time. Perfect, Emma. I hope you didn't get too worn out. I'm hoping this news will help Dion feel a bit more at ease about how fast it is to get to safety if trouble strikes again. Thanks. Take this for your troubles. I really appreciated it. Thank you, Leica. Yay. Now let's go talk to Fergus. Well, Emma. I introduced myself to some of the villagers. Perfect. I've already heard a few people coming up to me and talking about the new face in town. Like I mentioned, the group of teenagers that went missing before the invasion? Ah, you mean James Desmond Rosen. Who else was it? Yes, Andrew. They arrived here about 6 months ago. Mostly kept to themselves, really, but I know Leica and Sky helped them get their bearings a bit. Come to think of it, we're in a similar situation to them now. When they arrived, they were so lost and confused too. Sky? I don't think I've met this person yet. Yes, Sky. As soon as she saw me bringing you into the inn, she hurried over to Wormstail Island. If you go out that way, do check in on her, will you? I'm sure she will be very curious to talk to you. Where are the teenagers now? They might be able to help me understand why I'm here. Unfortunately, I don't know. They went missing just before the Shadow invasion. I really hope they haven't got themselves into any trouble. Tell you what, why don't you take a rest and come back to me later? Might have some jobs for you if you're up to do if you're up to it. In the meantime, you can try and find out where those teenagers might have went. Yay! Yeah, I've got to find these notes. Now, where would they be? Need to find 1, 3, and 4. La da 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 da. Huh? What's over here? Can't go up there. Just quickly wondering. Okay, nothing here. It's all got to be inside the town. Getting your eyes peeled. Ah, there's another one. Bird cull. Is it just me, or has the population of seagulls around here drastically increased? Their squawking keeps me up at night. How exactly would one pursue reducing their number? And how can I justify it other than just pure annoyance? I guess I could ask Roz if she has some kind of special brew that might lure them into a trap. If not, I might need to head up the steps to the Magister's Temple and see if they have any ideas. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, bum. Anything down here? We don't want to go to the One-Tail region just yet. Possibly down at the docks. I found this car tire out on the Deerland Meadows. Thought you would be interested? A car tire? What is that, may I ask? Can I take a look? It's a thing that cars need in order to make... You know what, never mind. Here you go. You help Osmond lift the tire onto the counter. He puts his face an inch away from the surface as he analyzes its material and structure. He even sniffs it at one point. Aha, yes, of course. This must be a piece of armor from an ancient civilization. You see, the wearer must have braced this circular object around their midsection. Its tough yet elastic material is great for fending off any offending impact. The ancient race donning this must have been extremely strong, as this is quite a heavy piece of kit. I don't think... sure, whatever you say. Whatever you think, this is a mighty good find for the collection here. I didn't even think we had anything like this before. I will put this up in one of the cabinets straight away. You see anything else out there of interest, please feel free to bring it here. I found this amplifier out in the Deerland Meadows. Thought you would be interested. An amplifier? Let me ask. What is that? What is that, may I ask? Can I take a look? It's something that makes music louder, like a guitar or a lute. You know what, never mind. Here you go. You help Oswin drag the amplifier across the floor. He bends down to take a closer look. He even shakes it about at one point, rattling the insides against the walls of the casing. Aha, yes, of course. This must be some kind of housing contraption for the deadly shadow beasts. Probably for the blob youngling. The tubes and wiring inside would be used as playful distractions until the beast would be released to attack. The front casing appears to be detachable like a door, though I can't figure out how it opens. No, I don't think... whatever you say. Alright, will do. Make a lot more money. Okay, he knows nothing. Anything on the docks? Just don't know where the last two mayor's notes are. Anything in here? No. Okay. Over this side, maybe. It's got to be in the It's got to be in here somewhere. Quinn. Going out to the Dewland Meadows anytime soon, Emma? I might do. Why do you ask? I heard about your expeditions from Merrill. Have you ever been camping before? I used to camp a lot when I was a kid. Me too, Emma. Sitting under the stars, having a hot drink in hand. There's nothing quite like it, don't you think? Regardless, have you ever noticed that when you wake up from a bed you feel a bit more refreshed? Camping has its own similar benefits too. Oh, can I set up a camp? First, I've noticed there's another piece of equipment you need to learn. Pickaxe. Using a pickaxe will let you mine rocks which give you stones, a key component for building a campsite. Where can I get a pickaxe? Quinn looks down at her feet and shuffles a bit before plucking up the courage to say, well, you can buy one from the store. You're a cheeky one. Ah, but I will provide you with a blueprint recipe for the campsite free of charge. Okay, sounds reasonable. Quinn has heard about your expeditions out to the Dewland Meadows and suggests you familiarize yourself with camping. But first she has another piece of equipment you can learn. Hello there, how are you? You mentioned you might have some jobs for me? I have many ideas on how to get this town back up and running, Emma, but there's still a lot of preparation which we need to do. The shadow base has left the town in ruin and debris has been littered all over town. We tidy things up a bit, and you can give us some space to rebuild. Do you think you could give us a hand? This will already be a good step toward bringing people back. Saw the debris already whilst I was introducing myself to everyone. How can I deal with the fires? We still have a few tools that might give us a good start. Take this and use it on the fires. Should put them out. After that, just interact with the debris to clear it up. Oh, and feel free to keep anything you might find. Perfect, thank you. Fergus has a lot of ideas on how to start bringing people back to Ilsor, but in order to do that, some initial preparation needs to happen. Fergus has asked me to help by clearing up the fires and debris left all over the village. Yeah. Okay, where's the watering can? But for now, we sleep. Gonna put away the books. No, keep the notes. We need those for a quest. And we sleep. Sounds like it's raining. Gonna make. Let's try this. Nope. Now, good. wait for 9 AM. Ah. It's all farming land. We just need to find it. Where could the other mayor's notes be? Get that. Maybe here somewhere. And let's see, what do you got for sale? Seeds. Take the shovel, the axe, the pickaxe. These. Didn't check the upstairs. Nope, not upstairs. Good win, good win. Where could they be? Let's start exploring out this way then. That is a long bridge. The environments are pretty. That's another one of Dangerous Diaries. And we keep exploring. I read from a familiar world. Sunday, 18th of November, 2012. It's peaceful here by the lighthouse. How long has it been now? 4 months? 5 months? I've lost track. I'll need to look back on my first entry. Not long after we came to Illuthor, James, Roz, and Desmond all developed these extraordinary abilities. I'm happy for them, I really am. As for me, for some reason I didn't, and it's shameful to admit that I've been jealous and resentful of that fact. I've always felt like a bit of an outsider, even back in college. I never felt like I was a true member of this friendship group. Like I was just tagging along. Guess I just got unlucky. Sky told us this might happen, that it's not uncommon for people to develop these abilities, but she never promised it would happen to everyone. Part of me is still jealous, but time has passed, and I think for the first time since being here, I've started to accept that this is the way it is. 18th of July, 2012. So much has happened in so little time. It's hard to put into words what is happening. Sometimes I hope to wake up from a bizarre dream I'm having. As planned, Desmond woke us up early and prepared us for the hike over to Worm's Head Island. As I mentioned, the only way to get over there is to wait until the tide is low enough to walk across the shallow rock pools. You can probably guess what happened. We were 100% sure we set off at the right time. Tide was low enough so we started to walk across. James noticed it first. About halfway through our journey, the water began rising remarkably quickly. Too quickly for any kind of tidal behavior. And before we knew it, we were knee-deep in dangerously fast flowing water. For some reason, we ran forward instead of going back. The island seemed a better option in the heat of the moment, and miraculously, we all made it before the water took us. We had to help Roz get to safety due to how short she is compared to me, James, and Desmond, but the water was up to her waist by the time we got there, and she banged up her knee quite badly in the process. Once we reached safety, we had someone from the Coast Guard call us with some reassurance. They had no idea what happened and that they were working on getting us back as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, Rasili is in the middle of bloody nowhere, so who knew how long that would take. It's been a couple of days since that happened, and I can't begin to explain what else had happened. I need a break from writing. It will have to be another entry for now. Two posts are fixed to the ground, overlooking the land to the sea below. You have vague memories. Vague memory of Fergus lifting you up from here when you first arrived in Illuthor. You don't see any obvious way of reaching the area below without hurting yourself. How would he have found me? This is a very narrow pathway for a wagon. A young woman in dark attire stands by an assortment of equipment situated near the shore. She She seems deep in thought, often casting a glance toward the island in the distance. She hasn't noticed you approaching. Hello? She tilts her head towards you and stares for a moment before responding. Ah, it's you. You know me? Apologies for my abruptness. I saw Fergus haul you in the other day. I just had to come to this shore as quick as I could when you arrived. What are you doing out here? I've been investigating the shadow beasts, what they are, where they come from. Such little is known about them, yet here they are. What have you learnt so far? Two things are known. One, they have existed in folklore for many years. People regard them as legends, told in stories that scare children when they were young. It was a nasty surprise to learn to those when they suddenly started appearing recently. The second is this island. For an unknown reason, they were attracted to it, and part of me thinks that is why they invaded Illusaur in the first place. They've even traveled here using a portal, a phenomenon only known by a select few group of people. Now, tell me about these legends. Popular bedtime story tells parents tell their children when they've been particularly mischievous. Commonly goes that every year the shadow beasts come and snatch the naughty children away, and unless the kid stays quiet, then there's no risk of them being taken away. Usually shuts the kid up quickly. Right now though, the adults are pretty scared too. And what's your next lead? Not to put you on the spot, but you. Me? Fergus said he found you on Wormstail Island. No memories, no knowledge of how you got there. You just appeared. Gee. This guy casts a hand off toward the shore to the southwest. You're not the first person to have appeared recently. Those teenagers did the same many months ago. Sky raises her hand and you see a slight shift in the air surrounding her fingertips. The people of this world, some of us are gifted with certain abilities. I can detect mysterious energy within my surroundings. Tell me, have you felt a certain power within you? I don't think so. You sense a disappointment in Sky's body language, yet there is a positive shift in her expression. I have a feeling you are important. It may not be clear to me now, but perhaps you can help me with my research to help me figure that out. I don't want to leave my position. The equipment I've built here harnesses my own powers to monitor the energy on Wormstail Island. There is a similar energy from your arrival to the teenagers' arrival, as well as the shadow beasts. These things are all connected somehow. What can I do to help? You are my next lead, but I need you to spend some time in Illusaur. Help the folk around here and return to me later. I am hoping that something will reveal itself in due time. Very well. Good luck with things. We're gonna keep exploring this place. There's a lot. This feels like there should be a thing. Why do I not see a thing? Did I do everything? I did. And we'll do... Still don't know where it is. frustrating. So there's only 3 buildings. Turn around here. Found this diary entry whilst I was exploring the area. Thought you might have some more information. Let me take a look. Ah, this looks like it was written by Andrew. He was one of the kids that visited Illusaur about 6 months ago. Such a quiet and shy lad. It's no surprise that he kept a diary. I'm hoping this diary might help me figure out what's happened to me or why I'm here. I agree it might help. When they arrived, they were just as lost as you were. If you find more diaries, they might provide some answers. Tell you what, I have a library section in the museum. I'm more than happy to keep a log of all the diary entries you find in Illusaur. That's great, thank you. This place is looking a little empty. Yes, you've right cleverly observed. We're missing a lot of local artifacts since the Shadow Beast invasion. I'm asking all citizens to keep their eye out in their travels. Not that anyone is stepping outside the town these days. I'm stepping out of town. Maybe I can help. Oh, really? That's a different story then. There is one item in particular I'm very eager to have back in my collection. The thing is, it went missing before the Shadow Beast invasion. So I'm thinking that someone might have actually stolen it. It was a simple golden necklace with a beautiful locket that was fused shut. Legends told that the necklace held immense power within the locket, but only those who were worthy were able to open it. People traveled from far and wide to try opening it. They all failed. Intriguing. Maybe I can start by asking around town. I appreciate it. Just be careful what you say. The person who stole it might actually be anyone here still. Oswin has informed you that the museum is missing a key artifact that was stolen before the Shadow Beast invasion. It has strong sentimental value to Oswin. He's asked you to keep an eye out for it during your time in Illusaur. I know what might help. Find answers. There is next and after. Hmm. A little frustrating. Have you met Sky yet? She's been conducting some research down at the shore in the Wimsdale region. She's fascinated by the shadow beasts. Do you know anything about the missing necklace in the museum? Necklace? I remember Astrid mentioning someone with the necklace before the shadow invasion. Maybe you can ask her? Okay, thank you. Friday, July 20th, 2012. I found itself stepping into an inn. It looked like a hive of activity given the time of day here, called the Dancing Moon based on the sign outside. We stepped in and expected that typical scene in the movies where everyone stops what they're doing to see who the ragtag group of people are. We just intruded on their space, but to our surprise, no one batted an eye. Like everyone else around here, no one seemed to acknowledge us. We went to the bar hoping the bartender might at least help, but we didn't get very far. Desmond says he noticed her first, a dark, gloomy figure standing on the other side of the inn. She swiftly approached us and pulled us aside. It was damn scary at the time, but after hearing what she had to say, we were so thankful that at least someone was able to see and talk to us. She explained everything that she could. We weren't the first people to find themselves traveling to Illusaur from another world. She was concerned it was becoming a regular occurrence. She mentioned the term Shadow Beast at some point, which, to be frank, terrifies me. The reason why no one is able to see us is because it takes a while for the world to adjust to our arrival. But although we can walk around and interact with things, the world wasn't fully registering our existence yet. We are stuck in a limbo state. Should be temporary though. She thinks it'll last about a week. How can Sky see us? I might hear you ask, my dear diary. Well, that brings me on to the next thing that she told us. Apparently it's not uncommon for people in Illusaur to develop certain abilities. When she said this, I saw James and Roz's face change. They seem excited despite the fact we're lost and stranded in a strange place. Sky says she has the ability to sense anyone in this limbo state, which is why she could interact with us now. Sky told us that she is friendly with the innkeeper and has told us we can stay in one of the guest rooms for the time being, whilst we figured things out. This is where I am right now. Everyone else has fallen asleep again despite the fact we only woke up maybe 2 or 3 hours ago. Time must work differently in this place. So yeah, it's a lot to unpack and process. And quite frankly, I'm already tired of just writing this down. Still can't really believe what's happening here, and I'm hoping more than anything that I'll fall asleep tonight and wake up back in the van parked in the Vasily car park. Here's hoping. There we go. Make Christmas permanent? Okay, so I must admit, ever since those damn kids arrived in town and introduced the idea of Christmas, everyone has been in a cheerier mood. Whoever thought of sticking a massive tree in the middle of town and draping lights all over it would put people in a better mood? I would have thought it to be a massive nuisance, if anything. Anyway, just writing this note down to remind myself to think about this next year. I'm sure some people will bug me about it either way. Some important things to consider. Tree transportation. We might not always have James's unique skills. We should be careful not to borrow trees from any dewbug colonies. We will need to let Fergus know in advance, as the tree was placed a bit too close to the dancing room. People seem to like it there, though, and even Fergus helped string up the lights. Still, it's polite to notify. You know anything about the missing necklace in the museum? Barely step out of the kitchen. What do you think? Sorry I asked. I cleared up the rubble around town. Amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah, I prepared a small gift for you in exchange. And feel free to keep the watering can and any of the other stuff you found out there. Thanks. So now we'll do the sleeping. Just quickly go through. No, it's very late. We should probably do proper sleep. Buster check. The stretch. Hooray. Okay, now husks. We'll do a hydrate. Chicken here again. Where is final notes? Gotta be inside the town though, 100%. Do you know anything about the missing necklace in the museum? A necklace from the museum? I'm not sure. I remember there was a girl though. She passed through here with some of her friends. We used to chat quite a bit when they stayed in town, as she didn't have many other female friends. I remember before the invasion that she was wearing a necklace that I hadn't recognized before. I didn't think much of it until now. A girl? Do you mean Roz, one of the missing teenagers? She's been mentioned a couple of times around here. Ah yes, Roz. I do miss her sometimes. I hope she is okay. Did you know her friends also? Did they mention anything about the necklace? I only knew her friends a bit. When I saw them all together, James and Andrew, wasn't it? I think there may have been one other one, but I can't remember their name. And I only noticed the necklace. But I didn't think to ask about it. Okay, thank you for your time. I need silver axe. Where am I missing? diary. Where could it be? Could be somewhere missing. Feel like it's gotta be inside the town hall. Just don't know where exactly it would be. You look like you have something to tell me. How did you know, Emma? Must have that glint in my eye. I heard about the good work you've been doing around here. Fergus told me you helped him clear some of the debris around town. Good job. I was hoping Fergus would sort that out sooner or later, because that gives me room to pursue my own plans. Your plans? Yes, as I mentioned when we met, I am a handyman by trade. Carpentry and woodwork mostly. Before the invasion, I would just create my own design blueprints, try to offer services to people around town. Problem was, I was struggling to get any interest in the stuff I was designing. No one was as interested as they were just happy with the things they already found. And you think they'll be interested now? Well, no, maybe not. I doubt fancy new furniture is on the forefront of people's minds at the moment. I was thinking we can be more productive for the town, though. Functional day-to-day things that would be beneficial. Perhaps we can use my blueprints for that. You said we. Ah, yes, you see. Galea seems to think it's better that I stay in the town hall and not be too adventurous with my time. Especially with the mermaid missing too. Bless her, she's been worrying a lot, but at least she's trying her best. I haven't met anyone else here that is good with their hands, and the way you cleared up the debris for Fergus earlier gives me a good feeling about your skills. What do you need me to do? There's a couple of things we need to do. First, we need an axe. You can purchase one from Quinn at the general store. I have some money you can use for that. Then we need resources. Thankfully, there's plenty of it in the Dueland Meadows just outside the eastern town gates. Talk to Merrill near the gate and he'll take you outside. To get started, I think we'll need about 150 pieces of wood. Gather wood, equip your axe, and start chopping down some trees. After a few hits, they'll come tumbling down. Just make sure you have space in your inventory to pick up the pieces. Easy enough. That's another Andrew's diary. So where the hell is the final one? And let's do this one. Actually, where is Dion? I'm going back outside. 2, 3. Yeah, chop more trees. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And get all that. Funk, 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 funk. Hey, in a good. Bing, 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 bing. Dum, bum, bum. Ding, ding. 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we can return to Illusaur. Gathered the wood you asked for. Perfect, Emma. Now comes the fun part. First, we need a workbench to form the base for our crafting needs. Lucky for you, I have a crafting blueprint for exactly for this purpose. When you learn a blueprint, it'll appear in your crafting area in the player menus. How do I create the workbench? With the wood you have right now, the workbench will be selectable to craft from the crafting menu. If you ever run out of resources, your craftable items will be disabled until you have the correct resources again. Once I have the workbench crafted, how do I place it somewhere? From the crafting menu, you also have the option to enter build mode. There's a special mode where you can interact with the environment by placing your craftable items in Illusaur. You can also pick up and move other items you may have placed in the world. Sounds simple enough. I'll learn the workbench blueprint and build it somewhere for you. Now we'll put it outside if we can. Not over here. Actually, yeah. And that's that part done. I built the workbench. Well done. Already left your mark on Illusaur. I'm looking forward to what you do next. Now that we have a workbench, we can now interact with it to craft more items that we can't otherwise from the player craft menu. You will still need to learn blueprints to access them though. Do you have any more blueprints I can learn? Whilst you were away, I dug out an old blueprint I made a while ago. It's not much, but I think it will already make things look a bit nicer around here. The blueprint is for a wooden fence. You can craft and place these anywhere in Illusaur, just like the workbench. I'll also need to give you 2 extra blueprints to help you construct these. How will the extra blueprints help? The wooden fence requires wooden planks and ropes to build. Those items need to be crafted using resources from the Dewyland Meadows. You can do this in the same crafting menu you used to build the workbench. Any recipes you learn will appear there. If you run out of resources, feel free to head back out to the meadows to gather more. So you'd like me to build some fences around town. A lot of the structures collapsed during the Shadow Beast invasion. They may be small, but I think these fences will be a good first step to restore Illusaur to its former glory. Let's build 5 fences, shall we? Then return back to me once you're done. Will do. Hello, Emma. I haven't seen you for a few hours. Trust the camp went well? Yes, it will be useful if I ever find myself in a bit of a pinch outside. Don't forget to enjoy the calmer moments of life during your stay here, Emma. Camping is just one way to just slow down, take a deep breath, and take it all in. And don't forget about the pickaxe also. I'm sure there's all sorts of things out there you can find using it. Wise words, Quinn. Thank you. Something on your mind? This inn used to be such a lively place, Emma. People would travel far and wide to see Illusaur and the Dancing Moon, and the Dancing Moon is where they could share stories, have an ale or two, listen to some live music. I miss that atmosphere. Is there anything we can do about that? I've been thinking. We used to have travelling bards from all over the place come in and playing a tune for the locals. Ever since the invasion, not a single one has come back. I've been drawing up some posters to attract any wandering bards back to the inn. Would you mind stepping out into the Dewyland Meadows and place these up along the street lamps? I think 10 or so should do the trick. Sure. Fergus misses the exciting atmosphere that the Dancing Moon had before the Shadow Beast invasion. He thinks the new bard might help liven things up a bit. He's asked if you can help put up flyers along the main road in the Deweyland Meadows to hire a new bard. Put those away as well. And we sleep. See it. There you are. Paranormal activity. This is silly, but out of protocol I need to write this down. There has always been nursery rhymes and tales about ghosts near the Worm's Tail Lighthouse. But it seems like a minority group, won't mention names, have come to think there's some validity to the stories. The truth is I'm scared to check it out myself and can't think of the right excuse to ask anyone else around here to do it for me. Yay, found all of them. Do you know about it? Do you know anything about the missing necklace in the museum? Oh, Oswin has put you up to this, has he? He used to think someone stole it before all this craziness happened. If I'm honest, I don't remember there being a necklace in the museum in the first place. You sure you don't remember anything at all? I'm afraid not, but feel free to ask anyone else. They might have some more ideas. Found all of the mayor's notes. Oh, really? Hand them over and I'll see if I can make any sense of it. I already had a brief look. The mayor certainly seemed eccentric. I'm starting to think the same. Galea sticks her tongue out of her mouth as she spends a moment shuffling papers around. Does it make any sense? There's only a few things I can piece together. I think a lot of these projects were in the backlog before the invasion. Can't make any sense of it right now. Galea threads her fingers through her hair before taking out a specific piece of paper. There is this though. Before the invasion, Ellison made a lot of investment in agriculture, you know? Farming and produce stuff. Looks like there's a few notes detailing the efforts made with our head farmer at the time. Problem is, him and his family were one of those who fled the village during the attack, and the land he was taking care of kind of fell to ruin. Even I'm new at this, so let's take things one step at a time. First, we need a shovel. Pretty sure I saw a few still being sold by Quinn in the general store. Take this money and see if you can purchase one from her. In the meantime, I'll try and come up with the next steps for when you return. I have a shovel. Perfect. I hope Quinn didn't charge you too much for it. She can be a bit stern with her prices sometimes. I'm hoping she'll warm up to me over time. Well, good luck with that. Anyway, about that shovel. Let's practice using it, shall we? Go outside and try to find a clear area. And blah blah blah. Till a patch of soil ready for farming. Come back to me once you've created a nice patch of soil for us to use. Oh, and if anyone else comes up to you complaining about digging up the dirt, just tell them I authorized it, yeah? Alrighty. Let's hang up the flyers. Let's go. To 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9. Done. Is there anything else in the Dewey Land Meadows that we need? I just need to talk to Lucas and Galea. I need to take a photo of the Shadow Blob. Bum, bum, bum. We return to Illusaur. I have a photograph that you requested. It's just so detailed. This will work very nicely. Thanks. No problem at all. That's a lot of money. I hung out those flyers for you. Ah, perfect, Emma. I really hope this works. Let's give it a few days, shall we? Return to me later and we'll see if anyone has dropped by. Take this, just as a little reward. Okay, I'll see you then. Gotta wait 3 days. What do I need? And let's see. Look it up a bit. Okay, everything's starting to get easier. I built those fences. Great. I've been having people talk to me about the new things appearing in town, and it's all thanks to you. Now you have the basics of crafting done, I'll open up my blueprint shop for you to buy. How many blueprints do you have? Depends. I have some blueprints in stock from before the invasion, but over time I will need to develop more. If you buy a blueprint from me, most of the money will be invested into developing more blueprints for you to craft from. Anything else you want me to do? Not right now, but I might do in the future. But with the basics of crafting out of the way, I can let you learn and build at your own pace. Feel free to join me for a drink at the Dancing Moon, though. I might hold you to that. Alright, what do you got for sale? How much we can learn to make. Do you know anything about the missing necklace in the museum? Oh, it wasn't in Illisil much before the invasion, I'm afraid. You might be better off asking someone else. Right, thanks. And last but not least, I dug up some soil. Perfect. Here comes the fun bit. When you spoke to Quinn, did you notice she had a bunch of seeds to sell? Take this money and buy some seeds from it. I'm quite fond of carrots myself, so let's go with some carrot seeds. Then head out to your freshly tilled soil and, with the carrot seeds equipped, press the button and you'll throw those little bad boys on the soil. What happens after that? After that, we wait. According to the mayor's notes, carrots, for example, usually take a few days to grow, but will vary depending on what you're growing. You need to kill some time whilst they grow. You can always take a nap at the Dancing Moon. Is there anything I can do to encourage the growth? You can wish the lucky stars for it to rain during the day. That'll give your carrots a bit of a boost. Come to think of it though, I'm sure I saw Fergus with a watering can the other day. Maybe you should pay him another visit if you haven't already. Come back to me with some homegrown carrots and that should give me enough time to come up with another task for you. Will do. And let's just finish up the missing necklace. You know anything about the missing necklace in the museum? I'm afraid not, Emma. Did Oswin ask you about this? He's been pestering me for ages and I keep telling him I don't know. Ah, okay. Thanks anyway. Something wrong, Quinn? Oh, Emma, sorry about that. I was just thinking about the shop. I'm worried about a stock delivery that I was expecting to arrive this morning. These are dire times, but Otto is never usually late on getting things over here. Otto? He's one of my usual delivery men. Lucas actually helped out a bit too before, but now he's become a permanent fixture of the town and can't rely on him anymore. What is this delivery and where was it coming from? Supplies for the town mostly. I need them now more than ever. We trade with the nearby villages just east of here, so the delivery routes would pass through the Deweyland Meadows. I wonder if something happened out there. I've seen shadow beasts in the area, but nothing too dangerous. I can search for anything if it helps. Those damn shadow beasts. I was afraid that would be the case. If you're offering to take a look, though, I won't stop you. I'll let you know if I find anything. The stock delivery for Quinn's general store is late, and she is concerned that something has happened. The trade routes pass through the Deweyland Meadows, and she suspects that it would be a good place to look if you were to help her. And let's get some carrot seeds. And journal. 2 days left. Alright, let's do this one for Val. I found a piece of ore outside. Any idea what I can use it for? Val looks at the ore and strokes his chin. In its current form, no. What you need is a blacksmith forge. You can use one to refine ore into ingot bars, which will be more useful when crafting things or upgrading your gear. I used to work with this sort of thing on my youth on the boats. I'm pretty sure I still have some old diagrams that may be useful. Wait right here. Val ducks under his worktop. You hear a ruffle of old paper as he rifles through. You get the sense he has a bunch of old sentimental things under there. Here, take this. It's a crafting blueprint for a blacksmith forge I have. If you haven't already, I would suggest talking to Lucas about crafting and building. You will need to know how to build from a regular workbench in order to use this. Okay, good to know. Thanks. Easy. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Place the blacksmith forge on the grass right here. And we go back to Val. I built the blacksmith forge. I'm glad you put that crafting blueprint to use, Simma. Tell you what, I'll pass a message on to Lucas. You should be inspired to create some crafting blueprints that can use those metals you find. Sounds good. What do you got? Take the cheap ones for now. She have a quest for me? I do need to turn the one quest to Oswin. I do also need to do that. I'll save those ones one for later. We'll head out to the thing. And then I'll probably finish up for the day. Got a lot of tomatoes. And is that a... yeah, that's a tire. Delivery log. Queen's Store delivery log 23. God damn, those deliveries are getting more tricky with the shadow blobs roaming around. How would Quinn react if I ask for more payment for these troubles? Too many blobs today. I'm gonna have to hunker down for the night. Pretty sure I saw a camp kit in the back of the cart. Hope I can talk my way into using it with whoever I'm delivering it for. Found a nice spot near the main road. Blobs don't seem to go near the public footpaths, so I think it'll be safe. We'll put the camp up here. Horse in the cart will probably deter them anyway. Just hope there aren't any other troublemakers out here at this time. I can hear the blob in the distance. Disgusting. Just wake up and it's the middle of the night. Some strange green lights shining from within the trees nearby. Did I just hear a giggle? Sounded like a little girl. I'm going to investigate. Hopefully someone from Illustrator is just playing a prank on me. I didn't want to pick that up. Alrighty. And there is the missing delivery. And keep exploring. Amplifier. Not enough there. Okay, that's that. And we return to Illisul. I found your delivery. Really? Emma? I'm grateful, but where's Otto? Did he come with you? I found a page from a delivery log. I think it may have been written by him. Quinn takes the note and glances it over. Her face is concerned, yet briefly shows a sign of comforting recognition over the handwritten text. This is strange, Emma. We were concerned about the shadow blobs being a nuisance, but this sounds like something else. A strange bright green light within the trees and a girl's giggle? What could that be? I hope he's okay. Strange lights giggling amongst the trees? Sounds a bit scary. Are there any other dangers in the meadows I'm not aware of? Quinn scratches her head. What is described here? I've never heard anything like it. Listen, we can speculate all we want, but I have my delivery now, and I owe you for helping me with that. As for Otto, I'm concerned for him, but I need to think. But if you find any other clues out there, please let me know. Yay. We'll sleep, and then I think I'll call it for today. Alright. And yeah, that's what I'm going to call it for today. Yeah, that's where I'll finish up for today. I appreciate you all hanging out. This is gonna be a lot of fun, I feel. We're gonna go raid somebody. Who are we raiding? Let's go say hi to Axel. Alright. Yeah, thank you everyone for joining me. In a couple of hours, like 4.5 hours, I'll be going over to starting Atelier Yumia, which I'm excited for. Take care of yourselves, everybody. Stay safe, stay happy, stay healthy, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.